So urban local government along with Panchayat Raj institution have been in existence in India for a long time as a unit of local government. They were established with the purpose of democratic decentralization. Even in the COVID-19 pandemic, the third tier government in India played a frontline role in implementing containment strategies, its healthcare, quarantine and testing facilities, organizing vaccination camp and maintaining the supply of essential goods and services. However, with this, their finances have come under severe strain, forcing them to cut down expenditure and mobilize funding from various sources. The financial empowerment of these civic bodies via higher resources availability is essential to increase their functional autonomy and strengthen their governance. So, urban local governments, beginning of urban empowerment, the general approach towards urban empowerment has remained piecemeal in India. The first intervention to understand the urban and plan with a pan-India vision took place in the 1980 when the National Commission on Urbanization was formed with Charles Coates as its chairperson. So, however, there were reference in the earlier 5 years plans. So, other provision, another important intervention was made by the 74th Amendment to the India Constitution, which empowered urban local bodies to perform 18 functions listed in the 12th schedule. The 15th Finance Commission report on local bodies emphasized the city government structure and the need for their financial empowerment. So, like challenges, dense sources, and RBI survey of 221 municipal corporations revealed that more than 70% of these corporations saw a decline in revenue, while in contrast their expenditure rose by almost 71.2%. So the RBI report also highlights the limited coverage of property tax and its failure in shoring up municipal corporation revenues. Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development data. It's also showed that India has the lowest property tax collection rate in the world. So lesser functional autonomy. During the pandemic, the leader at national, state and district level were seen taking a call on disaster, mitigation strategies. However, the heats of municipal corporation were not included in this group. So although under the disaster management plan of action, cities are at the forefront of, to fight the pandemic, the elected leadership find no place in them. The old approach of treating cities as advocate of state government continues to dominate the policy paradigm. So decline in grants. So octroi on various goods and entering a town was one of the major earning of cities, which was later replaced by the grant to urban local bodies. It's recommended by AFC. So it's based on formula of demographic profile. So previously, while almost 55% of the total revenue expenditure of urban center was met by octroi. So if I'm talking about the GST further aggravated the problem. So structural issue is there. Some of the urban local governments do not have their own building, or they exist but without basic facilities like toilets, drinking water and electricity connection. So moreover, there is a lack of support staff and personnel in local bodies such as secretaries and a junior engineer, computer operator and data entry operator. This affects their functioning and delivery of services. So way forward, the 3F or the city of government. If I'm talking about in the pupil plan, you can see model of Kerala, 40% of the state plan budget was for local bodies directly with a transfer of important subjects such as planning. So this paved the way of a new dimension to urban governance. So similar measures in other states are welcomed. Also, leadership in the cities must be elected for a term of 5 years. So in some cities, the term of the mayor is for a year. The functionaries must be transferred to the city with a permanent cadre. So grant from income tax collection, if I'm talking about the Scandinavian countries manage their function well from city planning to mobility to waste management, giving a chunk of the income tax collected from citizens to city government. If the large urban agglomerates in India could get a percentage of income tax of managing the affair of urban places, it would really help improve their situation. So also it was Earlier recommended to give 10% of income tax collected from the cities back to them as a direct revenue grant from the central government. Need of behavioral changes of transformation. Cities must be treated as important center of governance. So where democratic decentralization can bring in amazing results, there should be transparency and adequate participation of the people. Cities should not be considered as entrepreneurship space where the sole driving force is to make them. So it's competitive to attract investment also. They must be considered as spaces for planned development by giving adequate attention to resources. So that was the fact actually. This was the important discussion actually. Thanks for watching.